2025. Microphone reminder. Please ensure your microphone is activated each time you speak to maintain clarity for the record of those joining us remotely and for everyone here in the room. The invocation today will be provided by Pastor John Harper. Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Josh Rogers. Please stand for the invocation.
We read in the scriptures that when the fullness of time had finally come, God sent his Son, born of a woman, born under the law, to redeem those under the law, that we might receive the full rights of his sons. I can tell you today that time has come, and we're celebrating it. We call it Christmas, and may it always be known for what it truly is, the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Let us pray. Father God, we thank you for the gift that you have given to us that allows us to once again celebrate during this precious time of year. I pray your blessing upon this assembly, upon these who have come to bear witness of what is taking place here in this county. I pray your blessing upon those who are in places of leadership, that God, you would direct them and that they would govern us according to your perfect will. We thank you again for this day. We thank you for all that you have given to us, and we look forward to the day when Christ returns. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much.
That was different, wasn't it?
I think we have a record crowd here today, and we welcome everyone.
I don't know if it's a record.
At this point, we're going to recognize the Michigan Avenue School Choir Director, Kelly Kyle.
Chairman Cry, while our students get in their place, we just want to thank you. My name is Ruthie Panny. I have the incredible privilege of being the principal at Michigan Avenue. Thank you so much for welcoming our students. These are top-notch kids who not only sing well, they study well, and they are some of our best and brightest. But we would like, as a school, to thank the commission for the awarding of the HCI grant that we just recently received. We are excited about that and the addition that it'll make to our current playground. So thank you for your continued support of Michigan Avenue and Bradley County Schools. We truly appreciate it.
Thank you very much. We also appreciate supporting our school system and our great children. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was truly wonderful. Oh, yeah. Good. Music's a big thing. Huh? Oh. Again, thank you and for coming, and that was great. That was just tremendous. Next item on the agenda will be the roll call.
Goins. Here. Slater. Mason.
Here.
Ledford.
Here.
Rogers.
Here.
Winters. Beatty.
Here.
Hughes.
Here.
Alford.
Here.
Fry.
Here.
Blake.
Here.
Collins.
Here.
Gilbert.
Here.
Thompson.
Here.
It's 12 present and 2 absent.
Thank you. Entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes. Thompson on the
Second.
Ledford on the second. No discussion. Call the roll, please.
Goins.
Yes.
Mason.
Yes.
Ledford.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Beatty.
Yes.
Hughes.
Yes.
Alford.
Yes.
Fry.
Yes.
Blake.
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
Gilbert.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
It's 12 in favor, none opposed, and 2 absent.
We'll now go to the report from the county mayor. Mayor Davis, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, everyone. You have a resolution in front of you that is not on the agenda that will allow Bradley County to participate in an interlocal purchasing system as a member. Would respectfully ask that someone put that on the agenda and please approve that.
Commissioner Rogers make the motion second. Commissioner Hughes on the second. Any discussion? No discussion. Call the roll, please.
Goins.
Yes.
Mason.
Yes.
Ledford.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Beatty.
Yes.
Hughes.
Yes.
Alford.
Yes.
Fry.
Yes.
Blake.
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
Gilbert.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
It's 12 in favor, none opposed, and 2 absent.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You have in front of you the annual report from the Development District for this 10-county region. You need to look through that when you have time. There's a lot of things in there that do pertain to Bradley County and the things that have gone on and been accomplished over the last year. And one other announcement, there will be a city-county fire committee meeting on Friday, January the 9th at noon in the city chambers. Unless someone has a question for me, that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Any questions for the mayor?
Just one quick question.
Go ahead.
Mayor, this is the committee for the, I don't know what you got, the one where you're discussing the, I don't know what you call it, the tone or that one. Is there anything else that's on the agenda for that day?
No, that's the only thing left unaddressed was hopefully agreeing to tone out the closest fire station when there's a fire.
Thank you, Mayor.
Consent agenda. Entertain a motion for the approval of
So moved. Second.
Thompson and Goins. Open for discussion. Being none, call the roll.
Goins.
Yes.
Mason.
Yes.
Ledford.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Beatty.
Yes.
Hughes.
Yes.
Alford.
Yes.
Cry.
Yes.
Blake.
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
Gilbert.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
It's 12 in favor, none opposed, and 2 absent.
Thank you. We'll now move to the reports from the committees and our districts. We'll start on our left with Commissioner Rogers, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Nothing to report from the 7th District. Just want to wish everyone up here and everyone in Bradley County a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Other than that, Mr. Chairman, 7th District is doing well. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Ledford.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That was wonderful, the singers from Michigan Avenue School. Want to thank, we went to a Christmas luncheon Thursday for the road department. That was a wonderful luncheon. Quick story about the singers up here. I went to Cleveland High School, and I was in the band. There was a band director named Creel Higgins. I don't know if anybody remembers him, but he was a great director. The lady directing these young children reminded me a whole lot of him, how she emphasized, and I just thought she was wonderful. Even though they sang wonderful, she was wonderful. Reminded me a whole lot of Creel Higgins. Other than that, Mr. Chairman, the 6th District is doing well. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Goins, please.
This district's doing well. Nothing to report. Thank you. Just Merry Christmas, everybody.
Commissioner Thompson.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, first of all, I'd like to welcome my wife, my son, my sister-in-law here this morning. They're here to see my finest granddaughter, and she's in the Bradley County cheerleading group. And at this time, I would like to recognize them. Mr. Chairman, it's my pleasure today to recognize the grand champion Bradley Central High School cheerleaders and their coach, Jenny Moore.
Bring them up.
Mr. Chairman, I told them they could cheer if they wanted to.
That's great. Make sure we get a good photograph of them.
Would you like me to give a little bit of information
Oh, yes,
about
please.
what's going on here? Okay. So I'm Jennifer Moore, and this is Shelby Matthews. We have another coach, Tori Brown, and we're incredibly proud of our team. So this is the football and wrestling cheerleaders at Bradley Central High School. And this was our very first year of even considering competition cheer as part of our regular program. I warned the girls, I said, listen, we're going to just start off, easy. We don't want this to be something that stresses us out. But I am so proud of all the skills and talent that they possess. Granted, we're there to always be the secondary part of an event, right? As a football, you come in to watch a football game. You see us on the sidelines. And for wrestling, you're there to watch a wrestling match. And you see my girls on the sidelines. And we understand that. But I thought, wow, what a great opportunity to let them be the primary focus because there's so much that they can do. They're incredibly good. They're very disciplined. I hear it all the time. Every time I take them out somewhere, people are like, are they competition cheer? And I said, we're not, but they say they need to be. They're incredibly talented, and I agreed. And so I wanted to give them an opportunity just to be the stars of the show. And boy, did they do that. They won in every category. So they won in the division of our varsity game day competition, which is what we came out for. And then they ended up also winning grand champion in the co-ed game day as well. So we were able to beat out even our co-ed teams that were there. We were down in Georgia, a place called Lambert High School, and this was on December the 6th. So this is maybe our first moment that we got to shine real bright of getting into competition cheer, and this is something that we are certainly considering in our future with our future programs, knowing that these girls could handle that stage. We're hoping they can handle even bigger stages because I think that they are very, very much able to do that, and they're capable of doing those things. I also have a few girls who not only won that competition, but they also won in our jump off and tumbling categories. So can I have those darlings step forward? I got to just highlight some extra girls here. So some of my girls who also competed, we have Lila, who won our tumble off. We're really proud of her. For anyone who is privy to some of the vocabulary of cheerleading, she was able to throw her round off back handspring full twist. That is a very difficult element that she was able to perform in front of hundreds of people and land it well. And then you have Gabby over here, Gabby Hamilton, who she did a lot of wonderful things, but she was able to win our jump off category. Her jumps are incredible. And so again, lots of skills and talents on this team. So thank you for letting us highlight them and show them off a little bit to you.
I've got here. Isla. Stand right there just a minute. Yeah, we gotta point her out. He might be another commissioner one of these days, so. Thank y'all very much.
You're still on board there, Howard.
Okay. All right, I'll wait till they get out there.
Is this microphone on?
Yeah. Okay. Mr. Chairman, I have one other thing, to Bradley County, my wife and my family, my friends, my supporters, 4th District and Bradley County, for allowing me to be their commissioner through 8 elections and 30 years I've been here. And to the commission I have had the opportunity to work with the last 30 years for their friendship and their shares of knowledge, to the mayor and to all department heads and to our Secretary Lori, who has always been here for us. I'd like to say today that I will not seek re-election as 4th District this coming election. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. We wish you the best, sir. It's been a pleasure. Commissioner Gilbert, please.
Wow. I'd just like to say thank you to Howard for his leadership and as a new commissioner walking me down the path and taking me by the hand sometimes saying, hey, you got to vote for what matters to you, and this is what matters to the district, and you got to vote the right way. And he said, sometimes you won't vote the right way. And he said, it's like a piece of ice. You lay it down and let it melt, and then you go on your way. He said, because you get to vote another day. And I appreciate him for everything he did. But I had an amazing time at the Republican Women's Party. I just want to thank them for the party that they had. We had a blast out there. The Cleveland High School came and sung, and it was one of the best times I've had in a while. It makes my Christmas to have these kids come in and sing and different stuff like that. And went to North Cleveland, and they had a production that was better than anything you've ever been to in Vegas. It was absolutely great. But I just want to tell everybody Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And just remember that Jesus is the reason for this season. And that's all for me.
Thank you. Commissioner Mason, please.
Thank you, Chairman. I also would like to echo thanks to Howard Thompson for all he's done. He has been a good leader up here. He served back several years with my father here at the county commission, and that's been a few years ago. But yeah, Howard's always been first to jump on board and help fellow commissioners out, or be a problem solver out in the 4th District or all over Bradley County. So I just want to thank him for all his services. Mr. Chairman, the road department asked that their vehicle and equipment use policy be spread upon the minutes. I have a hard copy here that I want to place on the minutes. The hard copy of the policy and also, Mr. Chairman, Lake Forest Middle School students recently attended the Junior Beta Club Convention in Nashville, Tennessee, the Opryland Hotel and Convention Center. Students competed and collaborated in academic and artistic opportunities with students across the state, competing in academic tests on various subjects: poetry, performing arts, engineering, speech, visual arts, and cake decorating. Lake Forest Middle School students were recognized for outstanding achievement. Lake Forest is proud to announce award winners for this year's Tennessee Convention as follows: Max Burris, 7th grade, 2nd place poetry; Kiara Crenshaw, 7th grade, top 10 in cake decorating; Sophia Hildebrand, 7th grade and 2nd place speech; Benjamin Malone, 8th grade, 3rd place language arts; Noah Pale, 7th grade, 3rd place spelling. Turner Condra, 8th grade, Benton Schreiker and Quinn Schreiker. Olivia Robinson, 7th, Jace Hoffman, and all these were the top 10 in the state in engineering. Also, Lake Forest School Junior Beta Club sponsors for the 24-25 school year were awarded the National Beta Educator of Excellence while attending in Nashville, Tennessee. In order to achieve Educator of Excellence status, school must first accomplish all the following achievements in one school year: National Beta School of Distinction, National Beta School of Merit, and one of the Service Hour Awards. Last year's service hour total for the year was 7,473. Patty West, Janelle Esk, Jennifer Bennett, Rebecca Miller, and Samantha Serum were awarded this achievement. Lake Forest Middle School has 120 Beta Club members in grades 6 through 8. And one other thing, and I don't want to put the mayor on anything today, but I've had a lot of calls from different folks in my district. I know probably over in the first district about wanting to know about a mental hospital that's possibly coming to maybe exit 20 over in the first district. I was just wondering if he had anything on that, or if he knew anybody that could come in and speak to us on that maybe after the new year.
I would say the state would probably be happy to do that if you so choose. I was FYI'd. I know a Facebook post says they were invited to Bradley County, which is very untrue. But I was FYI'd by them that they were looking at buying the piece of property. The same piece of property that we sort of slow walked on the sewage, you remember? The guy kept coming to you and begging you to approve the easement, and you finally approved it, and finally I signed it a week or two later. But anyway, they have let us know that they are looking at buying that property. I don't know anything about the deal, whether it's come through or not, but and that is the property that Mr. Sanders has been here talking to you about. Keep in mind, they don't ask permission if they want to build in our county. They come and buy property and build, but I did want to clear up the fact that it's been said on Facebook that they were invited. Over the years, we've worked hard recruiting a lot of industry to Bradley County, and every single one of them has been tax-paying entities except for the Veterans Home. And if you don't support the Veterans Home, I'm sorry. But every other entity we've worked at recruiting to Bradley County has been tax-paying entities, every single one of them. So this is not a tax-paying entity, so therefore, no, I have not worked on getting them to come or inviting them to come. We did inform them, Commissioner Hughes was in that meeting, that they asked for how should they proceed, and we said you need to talk to the community spokesman. We gave them the name and number of that person, and I suggested they also needed to have community meetings with that community to answer questions that I'm sure they would have, and that's the last I've heard.
Commissioner Hughes, go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, I must admit that during that meeting, I had hesitation on it at the time, and I still have hesitation on it because it's a state hospital for one, but is in an area that is, I have read on some social media sites, is out in nowhere land. It's actually right next to city limits, and just down from it is a subdivision that's going in that I've been told will have around 500 homes in it. That's not counting the residences around around this property. This is not a residential. This is not something that's out in no man's land that's just going to be built. I cannot see how that it's not going to hurt for one, the industrial area that we have going to work now, and especially the growth in that area that is just exploding. I just do not see that. I don't know if there's any way that we can do anything to stop it. I don't know what we can do. If anybody has any plan. I know that when we were talking about the sewer, in fact, running it onto the property, we were told it was going to be for a warehouse or such, or some kind of business and residential. And now we find out that it's going for a state mental hospital. I know the importance of one. I see the importance of it. It's just not there. I think it could be put in a better place.
Commissioner Gilbert, please.
And our state representatives is the ones that's been working on this? Do they've not said nothing to us about it?
As far as I know, they were in the meeting.
Wow.
Anyone else have any comments on it?
Any of them support it? Any of the Kevin Raper and Dan Howe and Adam Lowe? I mean, they for this?
I think the geographical area lies within the area of Representative Raper. Yeah.
Now that part you'll have to ask them personally. And is there
Anyone else?
Let me ask the county attorney, is there anything that we can do to help? I know this is out of our hands. I mean, it's not going to touch, because it's a government entity, that zoning is out of the question. I just don't know is there anything that we can do?
So I can tell you the stuff that is certain. So the first step is that the county doesn't, to my knowledge, the state's not asking us for any permission or anything at this point. Obviously, we can't tell the state what property to buy or what not to buy. With regard to zoning, there is a very old opinion. I think it's from 1950. Hang on, 1956. That makes pretty clear, I'm just reading from it, kind of what you're up against. It says the ultimate and absolute power of the state as a sovereign to erect buildings or other improvements which are to be devoted in their entirety to government purpose, that is, the delegation of power to municipalities or to counties to adopt and enforce zoning and building codes should be interpreted as not intended to be applied to the state unless in such zoning ordinance and codes there is an express provision that these apply to the state. Our zoning does not have said express provision in it. It goes on to say, it seems to us to be, this is the Supreme Court talking, it goes on to say, it seems to us to be unreasonable to assume that the state, through the legislature, ever intended to grant or delegate to one of its creatures, talking about counties, the power and authority to override its sovereign prerogative and make unavailable for its government purpose such parts of domain as are necessary thereof. This case is exactly the same. It was a mental health facility that was being built in another county. So that being said, it certainly, as we sit right now, there is a case that says we can't do anything about zoning, and our zoning does not in any way regulate states or governmental entities.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Crystal, but the city has annexed this property, right? I mean, I was over at the city planning when Mr. Sanders was before them, and I talked to Blake Allison over the weekend. So they have not annexed it. But he's applied for annexation.
Yes, that is correct. And if that were to be the case,
if they denied annexation, then he doesn't get the sewer or the state.
No, the sewer issue is completely separate and apart from if the city annexes the property, then the county would have no
we're out.
authority in any way to regulate anything. If it remains in the county, then obviously any regulations that are applicable would be county, any city if it's annexed. But according to Bentley, that has not happened yet. I don't know if they will annex it or not. But I will say their zoning also does not apply to the state as well.
So when he told us that he wanted townhouses, apartments, and warehouses, that was what, if this all started when he came to the road committee, the first time I met the gentleman, and he asked for it, and Brian Sells from Cleveland Utilities was here and said, I think they want to go from 6-inch to 8-inch or something like that. And we're like, well, we don't want to interfere with businesses, and all that. But we were all under the impression, or at least I was, that was what was going to be there. And now, kind of like, he he did all the work with us and the city and whatnot, and there was another middleman that the state was working with all along. I mean,
Yeah,
that,
I
to
don't.
me, maybe it's just me, but that's not operating in good faith.
I don't know the answer to any of that of who did what, but what I can tell you is that we have signed the easement, and easements run with the land. So if we granted it to Mr. Sanders, and it will run with the land, so whoever he transfers that property to, the easement that we've conveyed, which has already been signed and recorded. So there, in my opinion, there's nothing we can do to undo the grant of
Okay,
that.
that's an interesting thing. Just help me out with it. It's already been recorded. What exactly does that mean for us to?
That means that following our last meeting, we were able to get approval from Republic that they were okay with it. The mayor has signed it. Mr. Sanders and his wife has signed it. They have taken it to Dinah Swafford's office, and it has been stamped and recorded as an official document in Bradley County. So if you want to go search it, you can go find it. So that's what it means. It's been recorded.
I mean, so that's when
It's official, essentially.
official, and
Yes.
and that's where you get to say it's a done deal,
Correct.
and there's nothing we can do.
No, because we've already granted it.
But we can't get 8 votes to redo something?
No.
We've rescinded resolutions before.
We can certainly rescind resolutions, but you can't, once you've granted a right to a person, take it back away. It'd be like if you sold property and then said, wait a minute, we want it back, we're going to do a different resolution. So unfortunately, we have conveyed that interest, and it is done.
But they're not doing with the property that they said they would do with it.
But we didn't put any restrictions on the conveyance.
So that's something we need to start doing then.
Well,
that's a policy thing, I guess.
I mean, we probably shouldn't do it if we care about we shouldn't grant an easement if it is the end result, because once you give it, it runs with the land and is forever there. So.
Mr. Hughes.
Let me ask you this question. If it be up on this body up here to send a letter to the state opposing this, I know they could just look over it, but would it help any at all?
I don't know. That probably would be a better question for the mayor. I mean, I certainly think that anytime you send a letter expressing your opinion, it can't hurt. I don't know what effect it would have, politically or anything else, but I wouldn't think it could hurt.
And I can ask you, but
like she said, I don't think it would hurt. Keep in mind, they were bringing us up to speed of their intentions. I don't think they had a done deal. I kind of got the idea they might be looking at more than one site, but I don't know that. So you might encourage them in a different direction if you want to.
well, Mr. Chairman, at this time, may I make a motion for us to send a letter to the state opposing this? Although I understand the importance of mental health and so on, but this is not a good location for this.
Got a first, second.
We need to know a little bit more.
We open for discussion.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I do not disagree about the letter, but before I vote on something, I'd actually like to read the letter to know exactly what it says and what's typed up in it and to be able to see it. I would ask if you would be okay, Commissioner Hughes, if we wait until our next meeting to be able to have that letter. I believe our next meeting would be a voting session, if that's correct, to be able to have that letter drafted over the Christmas break and then be able to vote on it then.
Commissioner Rogers, I agree with you. I said whenever I came in, until I voted on something, I wouldn't know exactly what I was voting on, so I do agree with that. What will be that date, without me just looking on my calendar?
5 January.
January 5th would be good. Crystal, would you be able to draft something that would?
Well, that was going to be my suggestion, that you alter or change your motion to say that you ask that the letter be drafted, and then it can be approved at the next voting session if everyone's in agreement with the language.
Will we need to vote on that part also, or just let you draft the letter and then vote on it at that time?
I would suggest voting on it, but I certainly, if Commissioner Hughes, if you asked me to do it, I would draft the letter, but if you vote on it, it will be all of you asking me to draft the letter. So that would be the difference.
Well, in that case, can I reword that to have the county attorney draft a letter for our January 5th voting session to vote on the letter?
It's all right with Commissioner Thompson. So done. Any discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So this letter is gonna go to, I guess, those, I mean, what department's over this anyway? I mean, I don't, health something, right?
Mental
Yeah,
health.
It's the Department of Mental Health, but I will look at that, but I assume we would send it to the people that met with the mayor and that are considering this project, which is the Department of Health.
And our
Human
legislative body, the four that represent Bradley County, 2 senators and 2 legislators.
I will include those if you would like.
Well, I'm with Commissioner Goins. I'd like to know where they're at on this, but that's a different thing. We'll get with them on that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Anyone else? Call the roll, please.
Goins,
Yes.
Mason,
Yes.
Ledford,
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Beatty,
Yes.
Hughes.
Yes.
Alford.
Yes.
Cry,
Yes.
Blake,
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
Gilbert,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
It's 12 in favor, none opposed, and 2 absent.
Thank you.
I guess the only thing I have left to say too, Mr. Chairman, is I was kind of on the dark on this. I was carried a motion for a sewer line to to get maybe plazas in that area of exit 20 and possibly someone coming in to build homes and stuff, and it's going to be a mental hospital. I went on the minute somewhere that I did not. I was in the dark on that when I carried that motion. Thank you, Chairman.
Anyone else? Commissioner Collins, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Typically, Commissioner Slater would share this good news. I see Ms. Kaysen in the audience today, and I think there was a Board of Education meeting last week where they shared and announced reward schools for the state of Tennessee, and 2 of our schools received that designation, which is pretty spectacular. Charleston Elementary was one, and Bradley Central High School was the other. To my knowledge, I believe this is the first time that in the history of the school at Bradley Central has earned the reward school designation, which is pretty significant. So I just want to say congratulations to both of those schools. We have tremendous school system in Bradley County, and I'm thankful to be a part of that. And I'm thankful for the leadership and the individuals that worked to make that successful. Congratulations to Mr. Spangler, principal at Bradley Central, and Ms. Bynum, principal at Charleston Elementary. That's all I have. Everything's well in the third.
Thank you. Commissioner Blake.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First, Bradley County lost a daughter of Bradley County the other day, Miss Mary Frances Armstrong. She was the chair of the Bradley County Election Commission for 23 years until 2008. When she came off is when I joined the Election Commission. She was always very nice. Parties were we're on opposite sides of that, but she cared very much about Bradley County. So to her family, the Armstrongs, her grandson Wyatt and my son played ball together for many years, and she was always out there. So condolences to the family and our prayers and thoughts with the Armstrongs at this time. Next, Mr. Chairman. We approved the consent agenda, but I wanted to bring to this commission's attention, everyone in finance knows about this, but just to make sure everybody, it's a big thing. The mayor, appreciate him as well on this, but we have paid the final payment for the library of $273,000. It was in the consent agenda, so I think that was a 20-year loan or bond or some kind of debt. I believe it was a bond that they took out back in 2008, and we went ahead and paid this year and next year's with HCI money. So we're finished with that obligation. I just thought everybody would like to know that. Last, Mayor, if we could circle back on this, I tend to agree with Commissioner Mason when that gentleman came to the road committee and what he said, and we know where we're at, but when did the state, because that was about, I'm going by memory, which I shouldn't do. It was in October or November when Mr. Sanders first came to the road committee, right, Mr. Mason? When did the state ever start talking to anyone here? Because I'd like to know if all along they were talking to local officials and Mr. Sanders was talking to us, telling us, in other words, the state had their motive, and then Mr. Sanders was up telling us that we had warehouses coming. So I'd like to know a little bit more about the timeline of discussions, if that's possible.
The one meeting that I was at, and Commissioner Hughes was at, I don't know, week, 10 days ago?
About a week ago.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. And again, that's when you started hearing about it because we're the ones that told them to contact, as I called it, the community spokesman and the community, and meet with them and answer their questions. That's when they started doing that, I assume, because that's about the time I started hearing about
But
it.
it sounds like the state all along knew what they were trying to do way back when and using Mr. Sanders to a certain degree. I mean, I'm not trying to put it in it, but it just, I agree with Commissioner Mason. We would have asked a lot more questions and wanted a lot more info about a mental hospital coming here, if we would have known about it. So maybe we'll get that one day, but this is the season. I appreciate Michigan Avenue very much. What that lightens up everybody's day to hear that, considering all the other things. So I do want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we'll see you, I guess, on January 5th, 2026. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Alford, please.
Yes, I hate to hear that Mr. Thompson's not going to be with us next time around, but he's had a glorious 20-something years or more, and I hate to hear it, Howard, because now it makes me the oldest one up here. That's kind of scary, isn't it? But anyway, Merry Christmas, everybody. The second district's doing extremely well, and look forward to a Merry Christmas to everybody in Bradley County. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Hughes, please.
Well, I hate to hear that Howard's leaving. It's been a joy working with him, that's for sure, up here on the commission. He has had a lot of wisdom in some things that has helped me on a lot of issues, different issues, truthfully. But anyway, I will definitely miss him, that's for sure. But we still got a few more months with him, so I'm sure it's going to be a fun time. Secondly, Dr. Cash, on that letter that we are looking at, so I know the school has, several schools close to that area, and I think you're looking at possibly building one fairly in that area. I'm just going to ask if it would be something that might behoove you guys to do the same thing, maybe a letter to the state, possibly, I don't know, but I don't think it will hurt if one came from here and from the school system. It definitely concerns me. Okay. That'd be great, which I can tell you, it's right across from the road department. If you look, as you're pulling out of the parking lot, you see the property. The other is I need to recognize a Chris Cosby, CEO of Park Ridge Health System.
Can you hear me? There we go. I can hear myself. So, thank you. Commissioner Hughes, thank you for inviting me. Thank you for your leadership. Because I have spent the past 4 weeks in Cleveland getting to know everybody. And I've had many breakfasts at the First Diner, had Old Fort last week. I think, did I say that right? Old Fort said that last week. Huh? I said it right. So I really appreciate the hospitality as I've gotten to know everybody here. I think it's no secret that we want to bring a new ER to Cleveland, to Bradley County. You really look at the big picture, and the big picture is Bradley County is growing. It's growing fast. You've added more schools. It's natural you need to add more health care to accommodate that population growth. You look at roadways and the ability to have EMS, the ability to have another location to take patients to. One strategic location is that we want to be on APD 40, and that allows the south part of Bradley County to have access to another ER. Allows EMS to have the ability to drop them off. It also allows the economy, the county, to look at the HCA has put $17.4 million investment into South Bradley County and be able to go and help that attract other corporations to come in. We also want to pay taxes. We will not be asking for any tax exempt. So if we have lost a tax base when it comes to health care, we're ready to come back into your county and pay taxes while providing care. You really look at the Bradley County and how it's growing. It's important for Cleveland, Old Fort, and all the places around there and in between. Not only do we want to be a good partner for Bradley County, you have to take a hard look at Polk County and the location we want to put this ER. It allows for the people of Polk County to be closer ER. Some of them are driving 30, 45 minutes to access an ER. If you haven't read anything, I'm sure some of you have, it'll be just over 11,000 square foot building. It'll have 11 treatment rooms, have imaging, outpatient imaging lab, outpatient lab, 24/7, 365 days a year. It is not just an urgent care, it's a fully functioning ER. We'll have board certified ER physicians in there 24/7, highly trained ER nurses as well as techs. Where Bradley County going, we're ready to grow with you. We want to be a good partner, not just a short-term partner, we want to be a long-term partner. We've proven that these across the region, they're successful, and they meet patients where they are. The thing about ER care is minutes matter. It needs to be close to you. You need to be able to get to it quick, and this is what this will allow for this county. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your leadership, and I'm here to answer any questions you might have.
Mr. Hughes.
Let me ask you a question. One of the questions I've already asked you this question, but I think it's important for everybody else to understand. If I came to your hospital or Park Ridge and all of a sudden I said, you know, I really want to be transferred over to Bradley because I'm going to be held for a few weeks. What would you do?
Yeah, you drive your health care. It's our job to advise you and help you make the best decision. But we normally would say, hey, we have a bed waiting for you at Park Ridge. However, if you wanted to go to Bradley, you go to Bradley just this weekend. So we rotate administrator on call as administrators. Last week was my week of call, and I got a call about 10 p.m. Saturday night for a patient that wanted to be transferred from our Saudi Daisy ER to Erlanger. Well, it's patient choice. We made the transfer to Erlanger. There's misinformation out there that we're going to demand that they go to Park Ridge. That's not true, and I can prove it over and over.
Mm-hmm. Just for another question, what was it that gave you the idea to come to Cleveland or Bradley County?
Yeah.
I agree that we need another ER. I think it would be great for our hospital and all, but what got Park Ridge looking at Cleveland?
Yeah, we started taking a hard look at the data of Cleveland and Bradley and really the population growth, and that you look at about 35% of your residents are leaving your county to seek health care. So they're asking for another choice. We want to bring that choice to them. So we would meet them. Back to what I said earlier, where people live is we're able to access health care.
And from the community, what are you hearing?
Overall positive. I've had not one negative comment come my way since I've been meeting with people beyond the community. But back to one more comment around the why Bradley. So when we pulled the data and we took a hard look on where we wanted to build this thing, it pointed to 2 locations. Paul Huff, of course, a lot of commercial development around there. And then it pointed out APD 40. So what I did is I got in my car and I drove Cleveland and I drove Bradley County. And I drove through the neighborhoods, I drove through the apartment complexes, I drove through the businesses, and decided that APD 40 is where it needed to be.
And I noticed the other day when we were talking that it's funny to me you're already trying to start participating in the community by being part of the parade. I was impressed by that, honestly.
Yeah, that was we pulled that off in 5 days. About 5 days, it was asked if we would do that, and I already have approval from my CFO to go even bigger next year. So this wouldn't be just a one-time thing. This would be a recurring thing. We want to be a good partner. We don't believe it's just being in parades, but also how can we partner with the schools? We're already meeting with Lee University. How can we partner with the nursing schools to give them another location to be able to train their nurses? High-paying jobs brought to them in their community.
And how many people are you planning on employing?
Probably between 30 and 50. As this grows, we'll add more and more.
And I'm more quiet down because I'm sure there's other questions. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Commissioner Blake, please.
Fire away.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First, I want to thank you for working with us and talking with us. You and I had a chance to meet earlier. Unlike our friends at the state, you worked with us and kind of told us what you're trying to do and what you're trying to accomplish. So thank you for that. Commissioner Hughes asked one of the questions that I was going to ask you, the number of employees that you're going to hire, but I'll add to it when you just said that you're working with Lee University and Cleveland State on their nursing excuse me, as everyone knows, my wife teaches over at Lee University, and I asked her this morning, a majority of the students that they're training that are getting their bachelor's degree in nursing and eventually take the NCLEX, the majority of them are hoping to work in some type of ER or some kind of trauma. So
ICU is another one they like too.
yeah, so that you're increasing the capacity for ER. Obviously, it helps Bradley County and whatnot, but it keeps a lot of the students that are coming out of Lee and Cleveland State stay here where and build their career. So that's a positive, I think.
Yes, sir. I think that one comment there, if you don't mind, when you
Please.
tie into education and bringing new grads into the workplace, being able to partner with someone like HCA, who is nationally recognized. We have development programs. So if you've got these nurses who want to come out of nursing school and have a desire to be in leadership, we have chief nursing officer development programs. They want to be CEOs. They can be CEOs. They can be chief operating officers. We have the ability to take those people and train them. Love to help them stay here, but if they have bigger aspirations and they want to be in executive leadership, HCA has a path to help them get there. We're the only company in the region that can do that in a healthcare perspective.
The next thing is this is going to be a crazy question here, but will your hospital have a helicopter pad?
Eventually, yes, not to start.
No,
Yes.
the reason I asked that is because then you get to expand out to Polk County, probably North Georgia, and other parts of it. I mean, not just Bradley County.
No, I mean, I envision Park Ridge Health System become a major player in the region. There's other plans that we have right now that we just haven't shared yet publicly.
So last question is, share with us the timeline. From what I understand, in January, you got to go to Nashville. Let's think positive. What's the timeline that you're opening up and we're invited to ribbon cut and all that kind of fun stuff?
We feel pretty good about this. So January 28th is the CON hearing, certificate of need hearing.
January
28th.
28th, thank you.
In Nashville. And so when we go above that, in front of that board, pray we get approval. We get approval. It'll probably take a month or two to finalize architecture plans, get permits, and be able to pull them. And then once we can pull them and break ground, we'll be open in 10 months.
Thank you very much.
So I'm hoping by this time next year, we're giving you all a Christmas gift.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Rogers, please.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you so much for being here today. I do have one question, and I've had a few phone calls from certain county employees, right? Our county insurance, we have 4 different types of insurance. One, we can purchase up to be able to go to the hospital, but this is an emergency room. If we're on that first tier, we're still able as county employees to be able to come with our insurance to be able to come to your emergency room.
That's correct.
If there's an issue.
That's
Is that
right.
correct?
It's during emergency, it doesn't matter if we're in or out of network. So you're talking about Signal Local Plus. We'd love to be in Signal Local Plus. That's not up to us. That's up to Cigna. But we'd be glad to sign a contract with them. But it's shouldn't be an issue if you're in emergency care at all.
But in emergency care, we could come to you, and then if we needed to be transferred to
It's
someone
covered.
in network,
Yep.
wherever, it would be
Yep.
covered in that.
Yep.
My only question, that's one I had from a lot of
I-
people
I
here.
currently in the county, due to the issues with insurance, I totally get it.
Anyone else? Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for being here. Question about, Mylan mentioned about a helipad. If you had to use a copter before you got your helipad, where would you go?
Where would I go?
I mean, what would you transport? I mean, what would you get? Would you go to Bradley Medical is what I'm asking?
Probably, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one more question. After you get this ER built and you see it doing really good, do you have any future plans for an inpatient facility?
The volume would dictate, the population growth would dictate. At the time, it's just an ER.
Would you need, if you did do an inpatient facility, would you need a certificate of need on that? Or would that?
At the moment, yes.
Okay, because I know you do need a certificate of need for this ER, correct?
Yeah, the ER rule, when it comes to certificate of need, if it's located within 10 miles of an existing hospital, you need the CON. If it was in a county that doesn't have it, or outside of the 10-mile radius of a hospital, I wouldn't need a certificate of need. But there's a strong belief that CON will be going away in the near future.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you very much, sir. You contacted several commissioners and other people. I never got a call. I'm
We're
just a
working
chairman.
through,
I'm
yeah,
just
we're
a
working
chairman.
through the list, I promise. Yeah.
Well, I was here. I keep my phone right next to me, about 12 inches away, 24/7.
Yes, sir, I understand. We're
Thank
trying
you.
to balance the ability for me to run the health system as well as be here for meetings.
Okay. I would have appreciated talking to you because there were some of the questions that were asked I would have certainly pointed out. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I'll be reaching out here soon for a meeting.
All right. Anyone else? Thank you very much. Mr. Hughes?
Mr. Chairman, that's all I have for today.
Commissioner Beatty?
I'd like to wish Howard Thompson a real good, hope he does good. And he's always done good as a commissioner. And I attended the Republican Women's thing the other night. I'm like Scotty, I had a real good time and some good music and everything. And first, this hospital out in my area, I don't think the people really want it down there. And I like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
Thank you. I'm not aware of any unfinished business. We'll move on to the approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion for the approval of Goins and Hughes? Agenda item, I'm sorry, open for discussion. Call the roll, please.
Goins. Mason.
Yes.
Ledford.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Beatty.
Yes.
Hughes.
Yes.
Alford.
Yes.
Cry.
Yes.
Blake.
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
Gilbert.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
It's 12 in favor, none opposed, and 2 absent.
Thank you. Agenda item A, Commissioner Rogers, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a resolution authorizing the Bradley County Mayor to enter into an annexation interlocal agreement between the City of Cleveland and Bradley County regarding the non-contiguous annexation of approximately 0.34 acres of property on Strawberry Lane currently owned by Daniel L. Smith and further identified as map and parcel 058B, 007.00. You can see this on pages 24 and 25 of your agenda packet. I place this in form of a motion.
Have a second. Commissioner Ledford on the second.
They doing there on that property?
I'm not sure, Mayor.
I don't recall what they're doing. They're doing a lot of dirt work out there as we speak, but I don't remember. Does anyone remember what's going to be built there? This is a small parcel that joins what is already in the city. There's a little bit of distance between what's already in the city there, but is anybody remembering? I don't remember offhand what it's supposed to be.
No mental hospital, nothing like that.
Not on 0.34 acres, I don't believe.
Well, I mean, that's
Commissioner
just
Goins.
one couple of rooms. But anyway, that's all I have. Thank you.
Commissioner Thompson, please.
What I was gonna ask, is it already in the city? They're gonna annex?
You want to annex?
Gonna annex? Right, is all of it in the city right now, or part of it, or what?
A lot of it is, but there's a space, and then this extra half acres that joins it is what they're asking to be a non-contiguous
They
annexation.
keep wanting an acre here and there, don't they? That's all I have.
Is there anyone else?
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So, Mayor, this is a quote-unquote interlocal agreement. So we have the ability to quote-unquote negotiate with agreements, right? I mean, are they pretty much standard templates? I know, but when they send them over from the city, we can say, hey, city, on this particular agreement, we would like to, and fill in the blank. Right? So what I was thinking about the other day when I saw this is, if you don't mind talking to the city about it, is for a while, because what we're agreeing to is services, right? They're going to provide education services, law enforcement, roads, and some other things, but strike out fire. Let county fire still continue to service, even though they're going to be quote unquote in the city. But if this is an agreement and everything's up for negotiating, let the county fire and rescue department still service this, and that way they can still pay fire tax. I was just wondering if that was possible. Not on this one, but in the future, because I guess this one's already been negotiated, and the next one I guess is coming up on the agenda. But there are agreements that we can negotiate, right? So that-
You know, usually, and we have a few
that make sense? I
times
mean-
on fire down at Holloway Road, we did on fire. Usually they're road issues. This one, as far as I know, has no road issues. At least I haven't heard from Tom Collins or anyone. The plan of services provide all them, but what?
What's being done on the property?
Okay.
The property currently holds a single-family home. The developer is proposing to demolish the current structure and rebuild 2 single-family homes on the property with a zoning designation of R2.
And that's on this property in addition to what's already being developed there. And like I said, we had an issue on Holloway Road where we wanted to address who covered the fires. I don't think in this is several acres all total there. I don't think we'd want to retain 1/2 acre and have a partial building possibly on it that we go fight fires on and the city fights the rest of it. Once it's annexed, it's all becomes city's responsibility, in my opinion. Now, the issue we're going to be addressing in that committee is toning out the closest station. I don't think that would be an issue either here because they have a station on the bypass. But I just don't see that would be pertinent to this one.
On this particular one, it probably doesn't make sense. I'm just saying in the future, we know that more interlocal agreements are on their
Yeah.
way. That'd be one of the questions asked is, can the county fire and rescue department continue to service this? We agreed to the interlocal agreement and the city provides education services, provides law enforcement, all the other things minus fire and rescue. So I'm just putting that out there as a discussion point at this point.
That's why when I get these, I send them straight to the road department to see if they have road issues, and we've addressed those in the past, as you know, out on Freewell Road, I guess it is, we have a couple of times, and then we addressed the fire issue down on the bypass at Holloway Road. This particular one didn't have any of those issues, though, I don't believe.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Anyone else? Call the roll, please.
Goins,
Yes.
Mason,
Yes.
Ledford,
Yes.
Rogers,
Yes.
Beatty,
Yes.
Hughes,
Yes.
Alford,
Yes.
Cry,
Yes.
Blake,
Yes.
Collins,
Yes.
Gilbert,
Yes.
Thompson.
No.
Anyone wish to change their vote? It's 11 in favor, 1 opposed, and 2 absent.
Thank you. Agenda item B, Commissioner Rogers, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's a resolution authorizing the Bradley County Mayor to enter into an annexation interlocal agreement between the City of Cleveland and Bradley County regarding the non-contiguous annexation of approximately 5.8 acres of property on Frontage Road currently owned by Bruner One LLC and further identified as map and parcel number 014-055.00 and 014-056.01. You can see this on pages 26 and 27 of your agenda packet, and I place this in form of a motion.
I just got one question.
Commissioner Ledford on the second, open for discussion. Commissioner Goins.
Does this join the city already? Or
It states that this is a non-contiguous annexation of approximately 5.8 acres. So being non-contiguous means that it does not touch the city boundary.
okay.
And Mr. Chairman, let him tell you what the plan of service says this is for.
So this property, to give you some context, is the island up at exit 33 that you all love so much. Okay? It's currently vacant, the old Ponderosa site, and the plan of services is it's currently vacant, and the owner is proposing a full commercial development. This will be part of a commercial truck stop development that's tied to a separate parcel. So that corner there, they are attempting to develop into a truck stop.
Anyone else? No further discussion?
Yeah, well, then this one does sound like one that our fire department should take care of, all the way up, because they don't have a fire station anywhere near it.
No, and we don't either, real close. I'm not sure which one would meet the closest tone out on that particular one. If that committee were to get this addressed, they would look at it and it would, whenever 911 tones it out, somebody would already be in a circle, whether it's theirs or ours. probably would be ours, but I'm not sure on this one.
But if we agreed, Crystal, this may be for you, but if we agreed with the current language in it right now, the city is going to offer all the services, right?
Yes.
So if we wanted to send this one, Mayor, if we would ask you to, this one probably is a better candidate for it's letting the county fire department service until they have a fire station closer by. So this one needs to be delayed.
Go ahead, Adam.
The
Adam?
city fire station that is behind the EMS station on Paul Huff is closer to this location than our closest paid station, which is on Georgetown. Our county
I
fire.
was thinking the one on Tassa would be closer, but okay.
It would.
That would be
That would be even further. They would have to come down Georgetown to Paul Huff to the interstate and then up to exit 33. That's the quickest, fastest route, and that is still shorter than the city fire station behind our station on Paul Huff, driving to the interstate and going north. It's close, but if you're looking at actual mileage and who's closer to the interstate, it would still be the city. But I don't think that changes the discussion that needs to be had on a lot of these other
Well, I'm just trying to
locations.
say with these interlocal agreements, if they're negotiable, is that a word? Then let's negotiate and try to save. But the motive being transparent is if they stay, if we strike out that the city's going to provide fire, then we get to continue to send the fire tax to that location, right?
That's not right. Once they annex, we cannot charge them a fire tax. Once they're in the city, they're in the city. So that doesn't fit into that
I didn't know.
criteria.
I was asking as a question. I mean, it seems that they're still in Bradley County.
Well,
Once they're annexed, we lose the ability to charge someone a fire tax.
yes, well, so the mayor's definitely right about that.
Okay.
We can, though, to answer your question, the whole point of the interlocal agreement and the plan of services is that city and county decide how services will be provided to the annexed area. So it is negotiable in that sense. What the
Okay.
mayor is saying is true, though. We could certainly say we're going to provide fire services, but we wouldn't get any money for doing it if we did, because it would not, as he said, the fire tax would not be applicable.
No.
But yes, they
My
are
bad.
negotiable.
I didn't.
They
I
are
mean,
certainly.
the city's willing to pay when they annex for certain properties. So
They can, yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly can. I mean, as a general matter, yes, you're correct that these interlocal agreements, that's what you're doing. You're agreeing to how the services will be provided. In everyone I've seen them send over, they have said, we're going to take over fire protection. But that doesn't have to be the case, but the mayor is correct as well that you
Yeah.
can't charge them. You can't charge a fire tax if it's no longer in the county.
Commissioner Thompson, please.
Looks to me like we're stepping in a hole every time that we pass one of these continuous annexations. We got trouble with the fire, who's gonna collect the fire tax and everything else, so. Why we didn't vote for it, I don't know, 'cause I sure ain't gonna vote for it.
Any other comments? No other comments or discussions? Call the roll, please.
Goins?
No.
Mason?
Yes.
Ledford?
Yes.
Rogers?
Yes.
Beatty?
Yes.
Hughes?
Yes.
Alford?
Yes.
Cry?
No.
Blake?
yes.
Collins?
Yes.
Gilbert?
Yes.
Thompson?
No.
Anyone wish to change their vote? It's 9 in favor, 3 opposed, and 2 absent.
Thank you. Agenda item C, Commissioner Alford, please.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, it's just a motion to cancel the December 22, 2025 work session meeting.
Do I have a second? Commissioner Goins on the second, open for discussion. Call the roll, please.
Goins?
Yes.
Mason?
Yes.
Ledford?
Yes.
Rogers?
Yes.
Beatty?
Yes.
Hughes?
Yes.
Alford?
Yes.
Cry?
Yes.
Blake?
Yes.
Collins?
Yes.
Gilbert?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
It's 13 in favor and unopposed, 1 absent. 2 absent, I'm sorry.
Agenda item D, Commissioner Alford, please.
Yes, sir, thank you. This came out of our ad hoc committee meeting, motion to support the initiative to install turf on the infields of the 4 Bradley County parks and to look to the mayor and Parks and Recreation Director for project planning and funding. I place that on agenda, please. For vote, please.
Commissioner Hughes on the second. Open for discussion. Being no discussion, call the roll, please.
Goins,
Yes.
Mason,
Yes.
Ledford,
Yes.
Rogers,
Yes.
Beatty,
Yes.
Hughes.
Yes.
Alford.
Yes.
Cry.
Yes.
Blake.
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
Gilbert.
Yes.
Thompson. It's 12 in favor, none opposed, and 2 absent.
All right, agenda item E, Commissioner Collins, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is from the Legal and Legislative Committee meeting, a motion to require all pilot agreements and TIF agreements to go through 2 combined work sessions prior to a vote. I would put this in the form of a motion, please.
Second.
Got a second? Open for discussion. Being no discussion, call the roll, please.
Goins.
Yes.
Mason.
Yes.
Ledford.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Beatty.
Yes.
Hughes.
Yes.
Alford.
Yes.
Cry.
Yes.
Blake.
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
Gilbert.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
It's 12 in favor, none opposed, and 2 absent.
Thank you. Agenda item F, Commissioner Collins, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Also from the Legal and Legislative Committee meeting, a motion to obtain estimates for remediation of 1770 Spring Place Terrace as authorized by November 18th, 2025 court order, and to refer that matter to the Finance Committee. You can find information on this on pages 28 through 31. I'll put this in the form of a motion, please.
Have a second. Goins on the second. Open for discussion.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
that matter, Commissioner Collins, that matter, once it goes to the Finance Committee, if they find the funding, the Finance Committee finds the funding for this project, for this remediation, it will then get brought back to the full commission for a vote, or will it get placed under like the consent agenda as like a finance
It would move back
change?
it would move back to the full commission.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any further discussion? Call the roll, please.
Goins.
Yes.
Mason.
Yes.
Ledford.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Beatty.
Yes.
Hughes.
Yes.
Alford.
Yes.
Cry.
Yes.
Blake.
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
Gilbert.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
It's 12 in favor, none opposed, and 2 absent.
Thank you. We'll now move to communications from the audience. I will recognize and allow up to 5 minutes for anyone wishing to speak. Speakers must identify themselves for the record and address the concerns of the commission as a whole. Yes.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. Since that passed, Lori, if you'll put that on the agenda for the finance, I guess January 5th, we'll take that up. And we'll have Crystal, we'll have some info to make a decision on. I mean,
Yes.
by then, 'cause you gotta go back to court or something, right?
Yeah, I've actually already been back to court, so I do have a little bit of an update on it. So we were back in court on December the 12th, and the judge has not signed the final order yet, but we discussed the final order. I suspect it will be down in the next week or so. But she did give us further clarification that the Legal and Legislative Committee had asked for about what needed to be removed as far as the scope of work. It's going to be pretty inclusive as far as she wants the structure down, all the cars gone, so the order will include removing basically everything from the property. So we did get some clarification on that, so that can be included, and then I will move forward with trying to get those
Right.
estimates.
And if your schedule allows to be at that finance, we'll take it right up at the very beginning of the meeting.
Yes, I will put that on my schedule. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone like to speak? Yes.
I just like to say I'm really against that mental hospital coming down there. And Mr. Roark, y'all got some people want to speak? You got-
Should I start over? for records, I guess, so somebody can hear me. As I said, last Monday, I was called to be the McDonald representative where this mental hospital is wanting to be built. And I was in the meeting with our state commissioner, mental health commissioner, 2 of her colleagues, and 2 of our district representatives, and that was the audience. So I had a lot of questions for them about our EMS department, how it would affect them, sheriff's department. Would we have to make deliveries from here to there? I know these mental hospitals have a lot of traffic of that sort. And I totally reject having that in that community because those people have been put through so much trauma already from the landfill. And now we put this mental hospital in their community, right in their door. And now then they're going to have to lock their doors. The kids will not go outside and play in the yard because of fear. They try to convince me that this wouldn't happen, you know, but then they say, well, we don't have that many escapees. I said, well, on my phone, November the 7th, you had an escapee. Officer brought a mental health person to your facility, and he escaped, and you found him in Nashville, near Nashville. So one of our colleagues said, yes, we had that, and said, we apprehended him, and we put him in a hospital near there, but he's back in Chattanooga now. So I tried to stress to him in 1961, when this hospital was built, it was put in a perfect place. It was way down on the river. There wasn't hardly any civilization. I mean, it was like 2 or 3 miles from anything. So I said, it's common sense to put these places where it don't bother people's minds whether you operate them that perfect as you say or not. I said, it's just that simple. So they, most of the thing, they just try to convince me, you know, that this hospital, it would be under total control. And I said, well, it still needs to be away from this community. It needs to be away from any community. I said, so how many places have you looked? Oh, over 100 places, you know, in the southeast. And I had read up where some of them had, they had looked at some places in Chattanooga, like behind Erlanger. I asked them about that and said, oh, that didn't fit. We'd have to build a car garage. I said, well, you're right there by the hospital where you got to transport them sometime for other care. I said, so you'd be close to all those hospitals. So then the next question I asked, I said, up off north of 153, 126 acres you had up there. What was wrong with that? They said, oh, there was pipelines and utility lines we'd have to move, and we couldn't build it up there. I said, well, 126 acres full of pipelines and utility. So that didn't go over too well, so that wasn't a good place for them. And then down on the river where the up class people really live, they call it the boot bend, I think is what they call it. They considered that, and then they might have found some artifacts down there because it wasn't too far, but the purpose of that is they got a golf course in that community, and those are up people, so it's sort of like here. Everything is slammed on McDonald, and I asked them, I said, the perfect place would be up on Hardwick Farm. They're developing that, so take your hospital up there. There's plenty of room up there. I said, even a better place, I said, go to Charleston. I said, go up by Amazon or Whacker up there. I said, there's room up there. I said, you don't need to be putting this hospital in a community as close as these people. I said, what is that community or any community? These facilities do not need to be put close to residential people. So the commissioner just said it was going to come there, and she called me next morning, and she congratulated me for my honesty and how polite I was, you know, meeting with them. spend my time with them. And I asked her again, I said, well, are you still sure this hospital's gonna come into that community? She said, oh yeah. I said, I'm just, I think it is, you know, I think it's a deal. Well, you know, I'm fairly close friends with the Sanders that own that property, and I get a different story from them every day. This morning I got a different story. So it's been the most confusing thing I ever dealt with. I didn't say anything about this till last Thursday, and I thought, well, it's time to get this out because there ain't nobody knows about this. I said, our representatives have slipped this in, and our senator has slipped this in, and nobody knows about it. Come find out, I mean, nobody known anything about this. So I just cannot understand why this body of government don't have control over something in our county. You know, the planning commission or the planning committee, you didn't hear nothing from them about this property being annexed by the city. You didn't get to vote on it. So, you know, the state just rules everything. So, you know, it's just a troubling thing, and if there's anything like the letter or anything, I hope our attorney will really get into this. And if we have to go to larger law to implement what this is all about, why they can control everything, then so be it, you know.
You've exceeded the 5 minutes.
Okay, that's pretty much all I got to say.
Oh, you got a question here. We're not trying to run you off, but I just got a 5-minute limitation, so I got to give you more time or something here. Commissioner Thompson.
Make a motion to give him time.
All right, continue on, sir.
Yeah, that's about the way the meeting went. But anyhow, I think they just called me down there to get an idea, because every question I asked, they wrote it down, and they said they had a person that would be writing this program up to where they have to have this meeting in the county. It's not just a community meeting, the whole county. It's for the whole county. It's not just for McDonald, because it's going to affect the whole Bradley County. So anyway, I think there's a couple more people here that might want to give you some of their thoughts, so I won't take any more time. Anybody that got any questions, that call me or whatever you want to do, but let's work hard as a commission, and you act like you're on that way, so let's see if we can't do something about it, okay? Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
If you don't mind, Mr. Roark, I just want to say thank you for the email that you sent to, I believe, Lori, letting all of us know about it. And I'm thankful that Commissioner Hughes and I believe Commissioner Beatty were in that meeting. Were you in those conversations, or just you, Commissioner Hughes? That Commissioner Hughes was there, but I don't believe any other commissioner up here was ever contacted about this. And as the Commissioner Hughes previously did, but I'm the commissioner that serves on the Planning Commission, and I can speak for the Planning Commission, we've never heard anything about it. So the first time that we hear from it is from a constituent. So I just want to thank you for your email. So, you know, I get we're kind of in a rock and a hard place after Ms. Freiberg read the opinion from the Supreme Court, where pretty much nothing really we can do. But, you know, it's telling how things work and how things happen. But I just appreciate your letter to allow all of us to be able to know what's going on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
I got a question too. Just FYI, Mr. Roark, we do have at the hospital, we have a designated area for mental health, and it stays full all the time. We have 4, 5, 6 patients down there that we divvy out to different places wherever they might go. We have had, like you said, we've had some fights and things like that with these folks, and I walk through there every day, through the ER, and you better be careful because you're going to get something on you real quick. we have rooms that actually are locked. Once they are, you can't just lock up a mentally ill person unless the legalness of it, if they are in custody of the police department, then yes, we can. I mean, of course, we've had city police up there. I mean, we've had them bound and whatever because they get out of hand. We don't want anyone at our facility, everybody knows I work at the hospital, hurt because of someone's mental condition. I mean, I know they can't help it most of the time, but not saying other than that. Just wanted to let you know that we do deal with mental health issues every single day. I guarantee you, something going on up there every day. We'd be glad to send them all of our mental health. If they want to deal with them, but I'm with you. Thank you.
The state, as I understand it from a private source, was working with a developer, a location developer, not Mr. Sanders. He had his for sale, and this site developer is the one that located the land for the state. That's the way I understand it. Now, the reason that we only had one commissioner at the meeting, there's this thing that doesn't apply to the state, as a matter of fact, but it applies to the county representatives. It's called the Sunshine Law. You can't have but one, and that's the reason that Commissioner only had one at first. Yes.
You're 100% correct on that. Honestly, if I had a meeting to miss, that would have been the one to miss. But at the same sense, I'm glad I was there to know something about it. But I'll be quite honest with you. I don't know about the mayor, but I'm sure he will speak the same language. I don't know about him, but I felt like I was eating one of those special sandwiches and said, you better like it through the meeting, because we didn't have a choice. There was no choice given. But to answer Commissioner Lefford, you were speaking about mental health people in your hospital. I would imagine that most of those are from the community, or at the very least the surrounding community, maybe Polk County, maybe Athens, something like that. Keep in mind, this is a state institution. It's not just going to have community in it. It's going to have all the way through the state. If they have a bed opening, that's where they're going to go. So we're not dealing with just our community. If it was, I understand that. I still don't think it should go there, but I still understand it and see more need. The other problem, I know the state is looking at mental health as being something we need to work on, and they're 100% correct on that. But my problem with their choice is that they're not talking about adding more mental health facilities. They're taking one away and building another one just to keep status quo. And that's an issue. If you're really going to help mental health, okay, let's do it the right way. Let's add to it. Let's really give people help. Don't just close one down to open another that's going to be status quo. So that's all I have to say about it.
Anyone else like Commissioner Gilbert?
I agree with you on that. There's a reason they put that over there by the water. So if they broke out, they had to swim the river, right? Instead of running up on the highway and jumping in somebody's car or causing a wreck. I think the state needs to think that over. It's right by the highway. That's exactly why they built it out there, and they need to seclude it if they're going to build it somewhere else. Thank you, too.
Yes, sir.
Matthew Whitmire in District 1. I just want to add to the whole thing about the mental institute being put into Bradley County. Very disappointed in hearing about it. Very infuriating to also hear about it. And it shouldn't just be our community in McDonald that's disappointed and infuriated, but it should be all of Bradley County, because this does not add to our county. This takes away from our county. It takes away from the services that our first responders have to provide that are understaffed and underpaid already. And how can they handle what I've heard should be about a 175-bed unit of a mental institute going in? To me, this seems like a terrible overreach from an authoritarian government is how that feels from somebody who would vote for a governor like that in Bill Lee, for somebody who loves the state of Tennessee, for somebody who loves Bradley County. It seems like it would also be a gross misuse of taxpayer money to just throw it in, because what I've heard, if it is this bait and switch tactic of using a developer and then selling it off to the state, how deceitful that can be. And how much did they overpay for 45 acres off Pleasant Grove Road? I would have loved to have asked the Park Ridge representative if they've considered that 45 acres on Pleasant Grove Road for a facility, because the state sure seems like they have, but didn't feel like they needed to tell our community, tell our county, tell our commissioners and our leading body. Our state representatives seem to have known about it for some time, and I've spoken with one of them. And I was very disappointed in the conversation. I've had the weekend to talk about it or to think about it. And it's sad when you're told by somebody that you love and that you want to vote into office and you're a constituent of them to say, well, it's coming and there's nothing you can do about it. That is an unacceptable thing to be told by an elected official anywhere. And that should infuriate all of us, because you guys, as well as our state representatives, represent the citizens of Bradley County. You don't represent the governor of Tennessee. You don't represent the mental health department of Tennessee. Yes, there is an issue in mental health and we should do something about it. But like we said, just moving a facility so that they open up Moccasin Bend, probably for luxury developments, and we'll see how time will tell if that's going to come through or not. It's a sad thing to think about, and we should all be infuriated about it. We should be infuriated for our county, our government, our first response teams, and we should do something about it. I would like to ask the commission to expedite the letter a little bit faster than the next meeting. Partially because, being in real estate myself, time is of the essence when it comes to these things. They're not waiting for Christmas break to finish. They're not waiting for us to have the next commission meeting and the work session. They're going to do what they want to do so that the millionaires can make their millions, and those of us in McDonald can just stay where we're at and deal with it and continue to get dumped on. And it just hurts even worse that we're getting dumped on by our own state and by some people that we've elected into that office. So that's all I have to say about it. I ask that we do expedite that letter as soon as possible, that we can give some 2 cents to that letter. I appreciate the discussion that we've had here today to bring it to light. And I also wanted to mention that the city officials that I've spoken with also had no idea about what was going here, which is another disturbing aspect. And then for Mr. Sanders himself, that's very disappointing. Extremely disappointing as a neighbor in a community. As a property owner, you have absolutely every right to sell to whoever you want to at whatever cost for whatever purpose. That's all well and good. But as a neighbor, we're called to a higher standard. We're called to consider your other neighbors as yourself, to care for them and to love them. And this is anything but. This is a sellout, and sellout Sanders should be ashamed of this, and it should be ashamed of what he's doing to our community, and may that be his legacy left in Bradley County, is a mental institute, should it ever actually go in the ground here at this location.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to speak?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Mr. Hughes or Mr. Rourke, when they talked about Moccasin Bend down in Chattanooga, what was just said, they're discontinuing it there and they're going to bring it here. They say, I mean, I know was it 1961 that they built it there, so obviously it's old, but fine, tear it down and put it right back there with a new and improved building. I mean, I'm missing something. Why?
That did come up, and what they said was an Indian burial ground was found on the property or thereabout, and they were not going to be able to build it or add to it because of that. So they decide just to leave.
So if we find an Indian burial ground here, that would stop it?
Do you have any artifacts?
Well, I mean, I was just wondering why they can't build it right where they built it in 1961 here in 2026.
You would think it'd be grandfathered in due to that, but, yeah.
Is that it? Yes.
Hi, Nancy Kaysen. I am the Bradley County School Board representative for District 1. And whoever did their quote-unquote due diligence on selecting this property evidently didn't look at where our schools were. We have Prospect Elementary and Black Fox Elementary right within a couple of miles of this property. I jokingly said, this doesn't need to be printed in any paper, but I jokingly said that, thank you, as the crow flies, it's about a mile from Prospect and about 2 miles from Black Fox. And if I'm going to try to escape from a mental institution, I'm probably going to go the way a crow flies instead of trying to find a highway. So I am so upset and disappointed about this. Mr. Hughes told me Saturday and then called me again Monday night, and then I've talked with him and Mr. Beatty both since then. I'm just extremely disappointed, and also the growth down there in the McDonald area had Bradley County Schools looking at some possibilities for some property down there. I can assure you right now that we're not going to be looking for property anymore down there right now if a mental institution is going to go in, and we're not going to put a school next to a mental institution. So I just hate that it's gotten this far covertly without us being able to do anything to stop it. And I appreciate y'all letting me voice my opinion. Thank you.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak?
One last thing, Mr. Chairman. I talked to Larry Armour this morning, who owns a lot of property there in Exit 20. He wasn't informed. When I talked to him this morning, that was the first he heard. I also talked to the chairman of the Tri-State Exhibition, Mayor, Mr. Waller. I apologize. They didn't know it. And Tri-State attracts visitors. This is one of the main reasons why they get hotel motel tax, and they've been very successful with what their expansions and their offerings and stuff like that. They can't be too far away from all this as well. They've got to be within a half mile or something like that as well of where this is going. If my geography is correct, it's right next to the KOA, which obviously is a private business, but visitors and people there, what Mr. Rourke was speaking to. So one of the main property owners at Exit 20, Mr. Armour, the Tri-State, who we work with, well, the county owns it, right? And Tri-State operates it on our behalf, had no idea until around 9:15 this morning, to the best of my understanding. That should speak volumes, I think, to there's no way around it, the underhanding of or the hidden agenda on this. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Thank you. So, and I appreciate and totally understand Sunshine Law. But to continue with what Commissioner Blake is saying, and I see Mike Griffin from the chamber here, we've had 8 or 9 meetings about a sports facility in Bradley County, which thankful for, hope it comes, hope it happens. We've had 0 meetings, community meetings, conversations, and it's like the state is trying to do this under the cover of night and put this in this town. And not one person has a voice, no commissioner, no elected official has a voice to be able to speak on this and to be able to talk about it, except for coming here, you know, and it's just, it's disappointing in the fact, and I come from a family of mental health professionals. On my wife's side of the family, they are doctors and mental health professionals and counselors and doctors, and I am all in support of mental health. I think it is one of the main things that our country, not just our county, not just our state, but our country needs to focus on when it comes to helping people and helping Americans and helping Bradley Countyans. And like Commissioner Hughes said, if this was a mental health facility for Bradley County people, I would probably be one of the most fervent supporters of it, because I truly believe and hear the stories from EMS and from law enforcement every single day about the issues and the things that go on in our community and go on in our county. But I believe it was Commissioner Hughes, or might have been Commissioner Blake, but we will have people from all over the state of Tennessee getting brought here to Bradley County. And, you know, do we need facilities like this? 100%, absolutely. But, you know, it's a shame that this has happened this way. And so, you know, I respectfully and totally understand, Mr. Chairman, about the Sunshine Law. But I think I've heard you say many times, Mr. Chairman, if you shine a little light on the grass will grow. You'll be able to see it and be able to understand it. And I truly believe that we need to be able to shine a little light on this grass. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, is there any way that we could have our attorney how fast can we get this letter drawn up and get it signed and get it on the rate?
How quickly? Yes, ma'am.
Can we have a special meeting or anything?
Thank you.
Yeah, can we call a special session? No.
We've got a public hearing. They haven't even announced when it's going to start on this thing. So we've got the immediate timing of it is.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
may I ask? Crystal, individual letters do not need to be voted on, is that correct? So if a letter is drafted, individual commissioners would have the ability to send those today, correct?
Yes, an individual commissioner can send whatever letter they choose, but for what I was going to draft would be a letter from Chairman Cry speaking on behalf of all 14 of you. So for that letter to go, it has to be voted on. But yes, an individual commissioner can send whatever letters they choose on their own, as long as they make sure they're just speaking as Mylan Blake or as Denny Collins or as Louis Alford, you're speaking on your own behalf.
Thank you.
And I'll have my letter, I work with Lori because she's a great writer, done by either tomorrow. So I'll take advantage of that, Commissioner Collins, and do a letter and then wait to do the vote to send the letter as a body on but just for the record, though, a commissioner can't make a motion, get a second, hope and pray for 8 votes to do anything about this, right? I mean, I know we've talked about this and would be a dead horse, so to speak, but what he was speaking to is you have a legislative body, the legislative branch here, and there's nothing we can do. I mean, because I'll make a motion you won't overrule it.
I do not know of anything, Commissioner Blake.
Commissioner Thompson.
We can make a motion. If it's wrong, why? That's okay. Nobody says we can't make the motion. I'll make a motion.
What's your motion, sir?
Draft that letter.
We've already approved that. I'm going to draft the letter, and then you all. I mean, if you want it, well, you can't make any motions at this point without suspending your rules in the meeting. If you suspend your own rules, you can make motions at this point in the meeting. But, so that, I mean, if you're saying, can you vote for me? I mean, I won't have the letter drafted, obviously, until it's drafted. But, I mean, if you approved it being sent without the language, then you, I guess, arguably could do that if you suspend your rules and do it.
Well, if we can't trust you, we don't need you.
You also would be trusting, I'm sure Chairman Cry wouldn't sign his name to it if he wasn't happy with the wording of it as well. So you'd be, I guess, both of us.
I go back to Commissioner Rogers' point earlier, and I hate like the devil to be Nancy Pelosi and sign something before I read it. I don't care who you are, but I would prefer to read what I'm about to sign. But I have no trouble with anything that Crystal's ever written. But again, I think we need to see it personally. But
Mr. Chairman, real
Yeah.
quick, thank you. I do not know whether it's Crystal or Ms. Moultrie who will be writing a letter for commissioners to send individually. I would personally like to request that I get sent that letter as well as a platform to be able to create my own and be able to send it and know who I need to email that to as well and who I need to send that to. So if I could be put on the list, and I don't know about any other commissioner who wants to be put on the list, but if I could be, I would surely appreciate that so we could get that out sooner. Thank you.
Yeah, we certainly can draft that letter, and I don't know how much you all know about it, but it's rare that Lori and I don't work together on getting the things that end up to you. So yes, we will certainly get a draft letter that can be signed by whoever wants to sign that letter.
How long does it take to have a special meeting? How much advertising?
I'm sort of guessing here. I believe we have to run it in the banner, and I think it is 7 days. I think it's 7 business days, Commissioner Thompson, but I'll have to double check on that.
take the business days, we'll be back up against the 5th of January.
Mr. Chairman, can I suggest something? You spend a lot of time on a letter. Why don't you suspend the rules, make a motion that Bradley County Commission go on record opposing a mental health hospital in Bradley County, and we'll make a copy of the minutes and send it to the state for you.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
To suspend the, do you have to suspend?
Okay, so first motion has got to be to suspend the rules to go back into session so that you can make a motion. So let's start there.
Do we have a second? We've got a second. Any discussion?
Okay. Suspend the rules.
Motion is to suspend the rules. Call the roll, please.
Goins,
Yes.
Mason,
Yes.
Ledford,
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Beatty,
Yes.
Hughes.
Yes.
Alford.
Yes.
Cry,
Yes.
Blake,
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
Gilbert.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
It's 12 in favor, none opposed, and 2 absent.
What would be the next motion?
The next motion would be, as the mayor so eloquently put, that this body is opposing the mental health facility at the location in McDonald. I don't have the address, but
Yeah,
Pleasant Grove Road.
just in general, that the county commission go on record being in opposition to this mental health hospital being located in Bradley County.
that was much better.
And and let me say one thing before you get the motion. If that passes, I'll put a letter with your motion and send it on your behalf, and you won't have to wait and vote on it again, okay?
Make a motion.
Do I have a second? Second going. Open for discussion. Being no discussion, call the roll, please.
Goins.
Yes.
Mason.
Yes.
Ledford.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Beatty.
Yes.
Hughes.
Yes.
Alford.
Yes.
Cry.
Yes.
Blake.
Yeah.
Collins.
Yes.
Gilbert.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
It's 12 in favor, none opposed, and 2 absent.
Thank you. All right, any other discussion? Yes.
Just a response back to Commissioner Rogers. He so eloquently said that one commissioner said something about shining a light on the subject. I think we just did.
All right. The more sunshine you have, the greener it gets.
So I've got to write it down, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
My name is Nolan Rumble.
I'm a pastor at Avenue Church off APD 40, and this is actually related to agenda number F. The property is right next door, across the street from our church, and for several years, I've been there for 5, we've been trying to purchase this property. It's been a major eyesore, and a lot of bad activity has come from that. That's actually how the court ruled in favor to acquire the property. And so we tried to get with the individual, the homeowner, several times to try to purchase this property. And so hopefully this is, we're going ahead and shining the light right now of our intentions to purchase this property. It's just a couple of lots, and we would love to bless the community. Our church is a growing church, and we want to be a light to the community. We want to love the community and serve them. And so we have a lot of ideas about what to do for this property. But number one is we would love to even participate if we acquired it, to care for the demolition and the removal of all of the junk and the drugs that have been there. And so we just want to express our intent, and happy to answer any questions. And you can go ahead and put me on record that we're not going to put a mental facility there.
Mr. Chairman, I do have a question about this. Did we ever find out, because I did watch the meeting that Commissioner Collins held, did we ever find out if that property was sold, and did that hold up and that happen? I believe, is this not the property that was sold inside the jail to the inmate?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay, yes. Oh, couple things. Number one, no, I do not think that sale is going to hold up. I have not seen anything recorded. The inmate who allegedly bought it from another inmate did not show up. I did speak to his mother, who said that she wasn't aware of it. So I have not seen anything happen with that. I would say to you, though, my understanding is there are heirs to this property. There's Mr. Ratcliffe and there's 2 other heirs. So if you can make a purchase happen and clean it up before the county has to spend the money and put a lien down on the property, that would be a benefit to all of us, including you, because obviously anything the government does is going to be more expensive than what a private property owner could clean the property. So we've kind of looked at who the owners may be, and there is an heir situation there, but that would be, I think, a benefit to everyone if you all could purchase that property. I can tell you that. So get with me after the meeting.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Hey, Noah. On that property, is the owner, did he get locked up in jail? Is that what I heard? Okay. No, I'm sorry, and this is totally off subject. You don't know it, and I think you do. I worked with your father as a general surgeon for many years. I love your father to death. He saved me from having some leg surgery many years. I'm talking 25. However, your father's been gone from here for quite a while now, right?
Several years now, yes.
Yeah, I don't know if did he retire?
He is. Yeah,
oh wow.
He's enjoying
Okay,
it.
great. I don't know if people don't know Dr. Rumble like I do, but he's a big, much taller than you, and he's got these, I don't know what size, 15, 16, 17 feet, and you'd hear him clomping down the hallway. But anyway, he's a great guy, and I just want to let you know that I appreciate you and I appreciate your father. And I go to Echoes of Mercy, where Daniel White, whose father used to pastor that church, and they talk about you quite often. So I appreciate what you do and what that community does. Actually, I have a nephew, and my goes there, Keith Ledford. They go there.
Oh, yes.
They're good people, but I appreciate what y'all do over there in that community.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
I'm honored. Thank you.
Anyone else like to speak?
Hi, my name is Sarah Pike. I've never done this before, so bear with me. I am a resident of McDonald. My family has been in that community since the 1800s. This is absolutely unacceptable. This is some snake in the grass stuff. Nobody was informed. We don't want it. I'm glad you guys are taking this up. But may I make a suggestion, since a senator came into our private community Facebook group and clearly stated that he was in favor of having it in his hometown of Calhoun. He clearly stated that in our Facebook group. So maybe they would like to put it there. Mr. Roark, I'm so proud of him and glad that he brought this to our attention. because this is some shady stuff. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak? Next meeting will be January the 5th here at the courthouse. Upcoming events, county office is closed December 24th through the 26th. In observance of Christmas, county office is closed January the 1st and the 2nd of 26 in observance of New Year.